Folks, the numbers are in, and they're sending shockwaves through the Democrat establishment. Despite the media's best efforts to prop up Kamala Harris, the American people are not buying it. We're seeing a seismic shift in polling data that has left in full panic mode. From Bellweather counties flipping red to nationwide trends, it's clear that the silent majority is roaring back. But here's the kicker. It's not just about numbers. It's about a movement, a groundswell of support the mainstream media can't ignore any longer. And speaking of ignoring pain, let me tell you about the breakthrough that's changing lives across America. We all know the horrors of the opioid crisis, but what if I told you there's a 100% drug-free way to get full-body pain relief? I'm talking about Conolidine, folks. It's so powerful that UFC fighters swear by it, and now it's available to you. Now, this is not just another supplement. It's a revolution in pain management, and the best part, when you click the link below right now, you can try it risk-free for 90 days at less than $1 per day. Don't let pain control your life any longer. Go to trycono.com/NNN right now. It's linked below. Okay, let's get into this story. Trump remains the favorite in the Nate Silver election model after new polls were released today. The big picture, who is favored to win the presidency? Trump's at 61.6% to Harris 38.1%. This is according to the Silver Bulletin released just 1 day ago. Political polls, general election, a little bit tighter. 8 hours ago shows Trump at 49% to Harris 47%. Trump is up 2, and the last poll showed him up 1, so he is up. This is according to a new Rasmussen poll. This is also really good news. New registration data for August shows that Republicans have registered 141,000 new Republican voters. Democrats only 61,000. Another poll. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? According to RMG, 57% of Americans are now saying no. They're not better off. Calvin Coolidge Project. President Trump has a massive lead with both white evangelical Christians and white Catholics. Look at that. Trump is at 82% to Harris at 16%. Catholics, he's up 61 to Harris 38. This is according to the Pew Research Center. More good news. Democrats are giving up in Florida. According to Breitbart, Democrats are no longer spending in Florida. They have surrendered the state to Republicans. Now, I want to play a clip here. Okay. This is real-time data during the debate, real-time footage of President Trump winning the debate. And watch how the numbers, now this is a shorter clip. We have a longer clip that's going to give you much deeper perspective. But this is Fox Business. It's about 60 seconds.
Something that people don't understand.
Red is the Republican. I'm going to say yellow must be independent. Blue must be Democrat. Wait a minute. That yellow independent line is moving Republican. The blue line is flattening. Wait a second. Holy cow. So independents, that's very interesting. Independents thought Trump did pretty well.
And this is exactly what we saw in 2016. In 2016, we saw the independents went lock and step with Republicans the entire time with Donald Trump. He did not have that in 2020. We didn't see it at all.
Wow.
We saw it again now, and I think it's a big difference. There's something that people don't understand is that more than 68% of Americans want change from how things are right now. Peter Ducey's right. People don't want the status quo. She's changed her slogan to moving forward because that's what people want. But how does she represent change? She hasn't answered that question. And I think it's a really big problem for her. People want to go back to the way things were under Donald Trump. They felt better. The economy was better. Immigration felt better. A lot of things felt better to them. So they're ready to go back.
Yeah, certainly. A lot of Americans are. Roger Stone weighing in. This is what he was waiting to see 5 hours ago. Tony Fabrizio, he says, who he's worked with and who he believes is the single best pollster in the Republican Party, if not the nation, who also polls for the Wall Street Journal, has President Trump up 3% with a decisive lead among independents. The ABC mugging designed to destroy Trump failed even when Kamala had the questions in advance. Now, this next clip is actually much longer, but you can hear what's being said, and you can watch how the independents track with the Republican voters. The independents plunge alongside Republicans when Harris speaks. They don't love Trump as much as Republicans. They surge as soon as Trump starts talking, and not like he's winning over new people with his words. This is Ryan Saavedra. Independents tracked almost perfectly with Republicans during the debate. Let's watch some of this now.
Have described. So Donald Trump has no plan for you. And when you look at his economic plan, it's all about tax breaks for the richest people. I am offering what I describe as an opportunity economy, and the best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America. What Goldman Sachs has said is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse. Mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would actually explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation and by the middle of next year would invite a recession.
It's a great plan. It's a plan that's going to bring up our worth, our value as a country. It's going to make people want to be able to go and work and create jobs and create a lot of good, solid money for our country. And just to finish off, she doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run. 4 sentences that are just, oh, we'll try and lower taxes. She doesn't have a plan. They had the highest inflation perhaps in the history of our country, because I've never seen a worse period of time. People can't go out and buy cereal or bacon or eggs or anything else. The people of our country are absolutely dying with what they've done. They've destroyed the economy.
So my values have not changed, and I'm going to discuss at least every point that you've made. But in particular, let's talk about fracking, because we're here in Pennsylvania. I made that very clear in 2020. I will not ban fracking. I have not banned fracking as Vice President of the United States. And in fact, I was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which opened new leases for fracking. My position is that we have got to invest in diverse sources of energy so we reduce our reliance on foreign oil.
Defund the police. She's been against that forever. She gave all that stuff up very wrongly, very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. She gave up at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now, if you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis, she went out and raised money to get them out of jail. She did things that nobody would ever think of. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. This is a radical left liberal that would do this. She wants to confiscate your guns, and she will never allow fracking in Pennsylvania. If she won the election, fracking in Pennsylvania will end on day one.
So again, you saw
criminals off the street, and they've given them to her to put into our country. And this will be one of the greatest mistakes in history for them to allow. And I think they probably did it because they think they're going to get votes, but it's not worth it, because they're destroying the fabric of our country by what they've done. There's never been anything done like this at all. They've destroyed the fabric of our country. Millions of people let in, and all over the world, crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is up and through the roof. Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime, and it's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
So you can see the tracking very clearly that independents are tracking with Republicans. So that's a really, really good sign. Rasmussen posted a new video on YouTube. Trump regains momentum, opens up a lead. They posted this, election 2024, Trump at 49, Harris at 47. The race for the White House continues to be close as former President Donald Trump holds a 2-point lead over Harris. This I thought was really interesting, and I want to bring this to your attention. A key U.S. bellwether county bolts to the right, according to early mail-in data. The net GOP shift, Republicans up 11.5%. Duval County correctly voted for the presidential winner nationwide in 16 and in 20, and notably in 2022 showed Florida's right-wing shift. Here's the data. Mail requests shift from 2020. Democrats down 4%, Republicans up 7%. We're seeing something similar statewide as was posted yesterday. However, things may have worsened for Democrats. The data posted yesterday, actually as of August 22nd, the Duval data this morning. Now, Florida did shift GOP from 2020, no question, but the state did not shift nearly 12 points. Republican, more like 7.5. The enthusiasm gap here on top of GOP registration gains 4 to 5 points. 4 to 5 points, very suspiciously, the national popular shift from 2020 we've been seeing in lots of polling data between Trump versus Harris. Additional note, Duval mail-ins are currently redder than 2022 as well, and the trend in Duval is basically matching statewide. So this is all very good news. Now here's the reality, America. The polls aren't just numbers. They're a reflection of a nation that's waking up. From key battleground states to traditionally blue strongholds, we're seeing a red wave that's building. But remember, polls don't vote, people do, and that is where you come in. This momentum, this energy we're seeing, it's all because of you, the American people, standing up and making your voices heard. And the elites are trembling because they know their time is up. The silent majority is silent no more.